Central Elementary School, situated on the lofty lands of Barangay CANLANIPA, which is on the southeastern seaboard of the city of Surigao and home to our Bajau brothers and sisters. The school had its humble beginning way back August 24, 1994 as a primary school. Then in 1999, it became CANLANIPA Elementary School and later as a central school of Surigao City District 9 in year 2015. Vital to the school's notable development are the leaders who dared to steer the wheel as it took its voyage to a colorful and triumphant educational journey that made its history noteworthy. Madam Fe L. Espina Robio served as the school pioneering CEO from year 1994 to 2004. It was during those years where the school's first classroom were constructed and are still in use as home to the school children up to this date. In 2004, Mrs. Rosalena Avi Sitoy took a set as the first full-fledged school principal to manage the school until year 2006. During her stint, the principal's office was constructed and the school's gate park. In year 2006, Fe L. Espina Robio made her comeback as a school principal until year 2007. Dr. Linda T. Geraldine manned the school from year 2007 to 2009, where construction of the school clinic and one classroom located on the lower part of the school took place. Dr. Feliswenda E. Espihon followed from year 2009 until the earlier part of 2013. Another two classrooms near the entrance were constructed and the fencing from the school's stage to the school's garden was initiated. Due to some uncontrollable circumstances, the school was under the direct supervision of then PSTS Dr. Hoya T. Pacayo. It was Mrs. Emilia E. Arco, who was a pioneering teacher of the school, served as the officer in charge from February to October of the year 2013. Then, Dr. Angeline R. Villasor took his office as a school principal until 2014. After her was Dr. Richard B. Antalian, the first male school head who served the school from 2014 to 2017. It was during his incumbency when the school first joined the Bunok-Bunok Festival, giving way for the infrastructure project founded by the city government possible. The construction of the school stage was initially done. In year 2017, Mr. Zosimo H. Lopez was assigned as the school principal until year 2018. The completion of the school stage, multi-purpose hall, school canteen, slope protection, garden plots, covered stairs, and the immense change in the landscape of the school ground took place during his term. A new gate accessible for vehicles was constructed after the bulldozing of the school ground. Due to the promotion of Mr. Lopez as Public School District Supervisor, Donald T. Arqueza assumed the headship position on November 19, 2018, after being appointed as the school principal 1 in July 30 of the same year. Inspired by his favorite African proverb that says, "It takes a village to educate a child," Mr. Arqueza fostered a strong partnership with teachers, pupils, parents, barangay LGU, and the other external stakeholders in bridging gaps and in the realization of the transition dreams. At this point, let us get to know more about our school. Guided by the department's vision, mission, and core values with the school's slogan, "Learn at CanCES, your gateway to success." Under the new leadership, the school aspired for the holistic development of its learners and stakeholders and is determined to offer the best services it can for the realization of its goals towards success. The school planning team, which was composed by Mr. Donald T. Arqueza, the school principal, Honorable John A. Cambalon, Barangay Captain, Mr. L. G. Noguera, GPTA President, Mrs. Jovelyn B. Orijas, TCC President, Mrs. Alma A. Pulina, School Child Protection Coordinator, Mrs. Marlinda J. Noivo, CI Project Team Leader, and John Michael C. Iguna, SPG President, spearheaded the focus group discussion. During the FGT plans were set for the improvement of the school, the SPT gave special attention to the issue raised by the pupil representative, which is difficulty of many learners to read and understand their lessons to comply with the school requirements. The problem on reading is one of the priority improvement areas to be addressed by the school. With it, the administration and staff, parent, pupil and LGU representative agreed to intensify the school reading project and also to materialize the other priority improvement areas identified during the discussion. They emphasize that as a steward of the institution, they will ensure an enabling supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders need to be actively engaged and share responsibilities for developing lifelong learners. Where were we in 2018? CanLANIPA Central Elementary School takes part in responding to the educational delivery services to clientele learners to the best that it can offer in making education for all a reality and obtain quality learning output through shared governance and teamwork of community stakeholders. Performance indicators with alarming results or below division standards like dropout rate, literacy level, and MPS are the most pressing problems that the school is trying to work out. The Enhanced School Improvement aimed to determine the root causes of school problems as the basis of planning in coming up with possible alternatives and solutions. It serves as the roadmap in laying down specific interventions to improve school performances with the help of the community stakeholders through the school planning team. The school has the following strengths. 1 teacher took doctoral degree, 6 graduated with masteral degree, and 17 teachers with ongoing masteral degree. School facilities provided like school stage, concrete ground walls with concrete stairs, with covered court donated by Circle City Government, Byzantine Center and GPTA, MRF building, stainless water tank, concrete garden plots, school canteen feeding center, and other physical facilities donated by GPTA, LGO, NGOs, business sector, and private individuals. The school has received awards and recognition, like 4 pupils were regional qualifiers in journalism and another regional qualifier in science quiz. The school Himig Kabataan won 3rd place in choir competition, division level, and another 3rd place in Tagisan ng Talento in the division competition. MTAP Grade 2 won 1st place and MTAP Grade 4 2nd place in the division level respectively. However, the school is weak in the following: reading. Based from the field area post-test result in school year 2018 to 2019, there were 47 or 10.5% frustration level out of 449 grades 3 to 6 pupils in Filipino. 121 or 26.9% of them belong to instructional level and 281 or 62.6% were under independent level. In English, 38 out of 341 or 11.1% of the grades 4 to 6 pupils belong to frustration level, 115 or 33.7% to instructional level, and 188 or 55.1% were under independent level. Absenteeism, slow learning ability, and poor study habits were the common causes of this problem. Increase in dropout rate was another problem of the school. In the same school year, it has increased to 2.26% or 18 out of 795 as compared to the dropout rate of 1.73% or 14 out of 811 in the school year 2017 to 2018. This can be attributed to the transfer of residents from shunned dwellers, low family income, child labor, family problem, and distance to the school. Low school MPS was also determined. The MPS of 71.89 in English, 72.96 in Filipino, 72.97 in Math, 74.96 in Science, and 72.08 in Araling Palipunan has not met the division standard of 75% per subject area, which may be due to the insufficient textbooks and availability of worksheets and workbooks, pupils' poor study habits, and less time, eventually causing difficulty in reading. The nutritional status of the pupils was also alarming. Number of severely wasted has raised up to 100 pupils, while 87 pupils were categorized as wasted nutritional status from the baseline weighing results in 2019 as compared to the end-line weighing results in 2018, which recorded only 24 pupils under severely and 37 under wasted nutritional status. This may be due to poverty and low income of the parents that could not sustain the nutritional needs of their children. There is also a need of additional classrooms by 5 due to increase of enrollment and age, condemned classrooms that were damaged by the earthquake. The school-based management level of practice is still on the process of evaluation. What have we done? With the situation at hand, the school administration has come up with 3 significant projects aimed to bridge the gaps identified. These are Project FEED, Project iReader, and Project SBM. Project FEED stands for Feeding Program and Empowering Teachers through Effective Interventions to Decrease Dropout Rate. Feeding Program. Aside from the school-based feeding program of the Department of Education, the school became a recipient of JV Del Rosario Foundation Incorporated's feeding program, which provided a meal and milk for 55 pupils for 120 days in school year 2018 to 2019 and 2019 to 2020. A group of senior high school students under their research study also sponsored a 4-day feeding program for 30 pupils, while McDonald's Surigao sponsored a one-time pre-Valentine feeding activity to 150 pupils in February 2019. Milo Philippines also sponsored a day camp where they provided a glass of Milo chocolate drink to the pupils. In addition, during the Nutrition Month celebration, parents have agreed to sponsor a weekly feeding program in their respective classrooms. To top it all, the school head was able to forge a partnership with ABS-CBN Lingkod Kapamilya Foundation Incorporated, encouraging the latter to support the school's endeavor to sustain the feeding program by providing a complete package of bakery equipment amounting to 300,000 plus 20,000 starting capital. As soon as this will be in operation, it will produce a notary pan that will be made available for selling, while the income generated from it will be used to finance the institutionalized feeding program of the school. To further encourage pupils' participation and attendance, the school has been a recipient of the provincial government's annual education caravan, where the school bags with school supplies were given to kinder pupils. The Barangay LGU, through the leadership of Honorable Joel A. Cambalon, distributed school supplies and health kits to grade 1 pupils in June 2019. While ABS-CBN Lingkod Kapamilya Foundation Incorporated distributed 433 school bags with school supplies under Gusto Kong Mag-aral project in 2019 through the efforts of the school administrator. Recently, Monterey Surigao, through Mrs. Evangeline A. Ensomo, a teacher of CanCES, distributed school supplies and health kits to 97 Bajau learners in response to their request of coloring materials that will be used in answering the modules. Empowering teachers. Still under Project FEED is empowering of teachers. Capacitating them through school learning action cells has been the priority of the school administration, aside from sending them to division, region, and even in national initiated trainings. One of the topics presented in this block is on venturing in income-generating projects. CanCES takes pride to inform everyone that in 2019, 3 income-generating projects have been launched by the teacher proponents. These were Kabuyakan sa CanCES, Mrs. Gineta E. Sulima, Evangeline A. Ensomo, Mrs. Leonelita S. Patiga, and Lani D. Gonzalez. Recycling Hub, Mrs. Glina P. Wenceslao, Algie L. School, Julian V. Sulutan, Joanne P. Matugas, and Mrs. Juvelin B. Orijas. Card Making, Mrs. Eliza S. Corpus, Miss Griselva E. Pabrical. Meanwhile, amidst the pandemic, another IGP was successfully conducted in December 2020. Name Project, New Protocols by Marizal D. Lopez and Merinda J. Noivo. A certain percentage of their income will be allotted to the school's feeding program. Thus, aside from the professional benefit that the proponents will get from the projects, They were capacitated at the same time to support the school's programs and projects. Another remarkable fruit of the SLAC is the crafting of strategic intervention materials with action research. Mrs. Eliza S. Corpus, one of the teachers in CanCES, dosed a SIM for Science 3, which successfully bagged second place on Strategic Intervention Material Primary and second place on Science Action Research Elementary during the 2019 Division Science Fair and Quiz Class. Aside from that, to foster camaraderie and unity among teachers, team buildings both in and off campus have been a part of the activities given priority. The school has been consistent in encouraging and supporting teachers to continuously improve their talents and skills through varied opportunities, as a school head fervently believes in John Quincy Adams when he said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." Effective intervention. To address the demand of times, Project I Read intensified reading enhancement through activated discussion, which was conceptualized in the year 2016, was enhanced the name iReader. Intensified reading enhancement through activated discussions and electronic resources in the year 2019 under the current administration. It has continuously addressed the gaps among the reading comprehension level of the grades 4 to 6 identified frustration level readers. On the second quarter of this current school year, Project Dali Na Magbasa Ta was undertaken in the school. This was done in the consent and help of the teachers who will bring their children to school on a grid schedule, and teacher will facilitate the reading assessment activities, while others opted to take a video recording of their children while reading at home and bring such canned materials to the teacher for viewing.
A new friend. Dindo and his mother are going to Laguna. Why are we bringing many clothes? Are we staying in Laguna for long? Maybe. Lola Ella is sick. We have to visit her.
At the onset of this pandemic, where education has to push through with consideration of the school's personal safety, the school crafted the Learning Continuity Plan and has presented such to the BLGU, parents, and stakeholders. Aside from that, it took lead in launching projects to address the challenges. In May 13, 2020, Project Grace, tracking the readiness among CanCES teachers and pupils to embrace the new educational methodologies, basis in identifying appropriate modality, which was proposed by Mr. Donald T. Arqueza, school principal, with the assistance of Ansel Q. Digamon, a master teacher 1, and upon the recommendation of Dr. Telma T. Tolentino, was approved by Dr. Karen L. Galaneda, the school's division superintendent. Taking note that this was ahead the release of the national survey by DepEd's central office. Another intervention instituted by the school was the Project Dropbox. It was launched last June 1, 2020 to facilitate the non-face-to-face contact during enrollment. Again, this was done days prior to the release of the national issuance on the use of Dropbox enrollment. To address the problem on pupils dropping out because of unavailability of birth certificate from the Philippine Statistic Authority, the school launched Project 155 through the partnership with Miss Altea Dovell Marie L. Arqueza, a grade 11 student of CRSHS and a YouTube vlogger. The project was successfully in raising an amount of 6,975 to cover the registration fee of 45 individuals. Project SBM. With the school's desire to provide a conducive environment for learning, and with the judicious spending for the school's MOOE and the generated resources from both internal and external stakeholders, CanCES was able to installation of baluster in front of the principal's office, repair the slope protection through the BLGU and CLGU in the amount of 250,000, installation of cyclone wire, materials donated by private individual and BLGU, installation of grills, left side of the stage and inner counter in the canteen, I Love CanCES marker donated by Tao Gamma Phi, installation of iron gate in the GPP, repair of water lines for classrooms in the lower portion, Installation of wall divider between kindergarten rooms. Replacement of roofing, Mr. Itabi's room. Repair of perimeter fence, GPP. Repair of roof and ceiling, Miss Abayane's room. Purchase of 2 buzzers, microphone and stand fan. Purchase of SBM glass cabinet. Purchase of office table and swivel chair. Purchase of plastic table. Purchase of school and office supplies for teachers' IMs. Purchase of 2 additional laptops. Purchase of 9 additional printers. Purchase of 2 additional desktops. 1 complete set of sound system amplifier. Receive the following donations. Telephone set from Engineer John Pacot of PLDT. 3 hand washing facilities. Alcohol, Zonrox and thermal scanner from BLGU. Alcohol from Pure Life. Alcohol from FCB. Alcohol, face mask and band paper from Acro. 22 plastic chairs from Pastor Samuel A. Dacomos. Triple drum from Barangay CANLANIPA SK officials. Bass drum from James Palugan. The school administration has been persistent in seeking attention from the division IT coordinator that the school be included among the top priority recipients of DOD's computerization program, thereby paving the way for delivery of 50 units of PC tablet with wireless mouse and headsets, 1 unit of laptop, 1 unit of 55 inches Kobe Smart TV, 1 unit Canon printer, 1 unit router, 2 storage cabinets. All of these are geared towards the upgrading of teachers and learners' competence in education through technology. In response to the pandemic, a supplemental budget to the annual procurement plan for fiscal year 2019 has been crafted to give way for the procurement of printing materials and health protocols materials like alcohol and disinfectants. Furthermore, ACRO has voluntarily rendered services in cleaning the school premises during weekend. We also take pride and is thankful to the Barangay Council of CANLANIPA through Honorable Joel A. Cambolon for providing 10 utility workers and 2 security guards for the school. The BLGU was also very instrumental in the victory garnered by the school as it won champion in Bunok-Bunok-based category during the 2019 Bunok-Bunok Festival with their cash assistance amounting to 50,000 pesos. The said participation generated an infrastructure project worth of 250,000 pesos from the city LGU aside from the subsidy and the cash prize of 250,000 pesos. Where are we now? This pandemic has surely changed the facet of our daily lives. But one thing will surely remain constant. It is our innermost desire to be of service and deliver the basic quality education to the hopes of the motherland, our learners, who shall then talk about our heroism someday to the next generation. Donald D. Arqueza. The start of the current school year has been a great challenge to all of us, especially in the education sector. We were in a dilemma of how we can go on with the delivery of instruction, while at the same time not putting ourselves at rest against COVID-19. However, with our resiliency and the innovative leadership of our DepEd officials, we were able to craft plans to address and combat the challenges brought by the pandemic. CANLANIPA Central Elementary School is one among the schools of the Division of Surigao City to craft and present to the internal and external stakeholders the school's learning continuity plan. Embedded in this plan are the strategies the school has to undertake based on its context to ensure the continuous delivery of instruction through the modular distance learning delivery mode. Thus, the whole CanCES family is empowered and has graciously embraced the new normal out of this unfathomable love for the learners. To ensure a child and community-centered education systems in CanCES, the school-based management system is manned by the following: Chairman, Mrs. Jovelyn B. Orijas. Vice Chairman, Mrs. Merlinda J. Noivo. Principal 1, Chairman, Mrs. Marcel D. Lopez. Assistant, Mr. Ansel Q. Digamo. Documenter, Mrs. Irene A. Agbayani. Members, Mrs. Ronelyn C. Pacli, Mrs. Ashley R. Grave, Mrs. Criselva E. Padrigal, and Honorable Joel A. Campbell. Principal 2, Chairman, Mrs. Alma T. Homyo. Assistant, Mrs. Hilda N. Francesco. Documenter, Mrs. Eliza S. Corpus. Members, Mrs. Saraline B. Malakay, Mrs. Leoneleta S. Patega, Mrs. Romel Iguna, and Mrs. Dahila A. Araman. Principal 3, Chairman, Mrs. Evangeline A. Ensomo. Assistant, Mrs. Jocelyn B. Dilamiti. Documenter, Mrs. Joan P. Matugas. Members, Mrs. Lani D. Gonzalez, Mrs. Joan C. Flores, Mr. Arlo R. Itabis, and Mr. Al J. Noguera. Principal 4, Chairman, Mrs. Janetta E. Suliman. Assistant, Mrs. Alma A. Polina. Documenter, Mrs. Alj L. Escol. Members, Mrs. Glenna P. Wenceslao, Mr. Leland Noel C. Lizondra, Honorable Rodrigo Abria, Mrs. Joliet V. Sulutan, and Honorable Leonardo A. Ihandra. With the aforementioned stakeholders, CanCES continues to operate, and during this present school year 2020 to 2021, we are proud to present the current status of our institution in terms of leadership and governance. The school has successfully conducted the review on the first cycle school year 2019 to 2020 of the Enhanced School Improvement Plan. In the presence of the School Governing Council and the school planning team, gains and gaps were carefully discussed. The strategic planning of the following school year has been led to ensure attainment of target goals and objectives. Currently, the School Governing Council is composed of the following: Chairperson, Honorable Joel A. Campbell, Barangay Captain. Vice Chairman, Mr. Al J. Noguera, GPTA President. Secretary, Mrs. Algie L. Escol, Alumni Association Representative. Treasurer, Jean Michael C. Iguna, SPG President. Auditor, Jovelyn B. Orijas, TCC President. Chief Executive Officer, Donald D. Arqueza, School Principal. Through PTA Resolution Number 01 Series of 2020, dated December 4, 2020, the term of office of the incumbent HRPTA and GPTA officers were extended to ensure and continued delivery of services expected from the parents. The officers of the GPTA board are as follows: President, Mr. Al G. Noguera. Vice President, Mrs. Margaret R. De Jesus. Secretary, Mrs. Jovelyn B. Orijas. Treasurer, Mrs. Merida A. Maglacos. Auditor, Mrs. Rosemary P. Kita. Business Manager, Mrs. Joby P. Romerica. Board of Directors, Mrs. Maricel M. Velez, Mrs. Dedes J. Jalago, Mrs. Jacqueline C. Hontilio, Mrs. Balba A. Hontilio, Mrs. Marites D. Dagayan, Ms. Griselva E. Pabrical, Mrs. Joanne P. Matugas, Mrs. Eliza S. Corpus, Mrs. Alje L. School, Mrs. Roland C. Pacli. The school planning team is composed of Mr. Donald D. Arqueza, School Principal, Honorable Joel A. Cambalon, Barangay Captain, Mr. Al G. Noguera, GPTA President, Mrs. Jovelyn B. Orijas, TCC President, Mrs. Alma A. Polina, School Child Protection Coordinator, Mrs. Merlinda J. Noivo, CI Project Team Coordinator, Jean-Michael C. Iguna, SPG President. The Supreme Pupil Government Officers are as follows: President, Jean-Michael C. Iguna. Vice President, Danros G. Asan. Secretary, Carisha Kim G. Telio. Treasurer, Madeline D. Hoyong. Auditor, Sheila May L. Iguna. PIO, Angel Ann R. De Jesus. Business Manager, April Eliza V. Ligutan. Peace Officers, Christian Nald C. Bastion and Laika P. Rimosina. Representatives, Grade 2, Lester James M. Castillo. Grade 3, Algie G. Yagong. Grade 4, Tito Sam A. Agbayani. Grade 5, Nika G. Maglahos. Grade 6, Andrea L. Reyes. Officers of the Teachers Coordinating Council are as follows. President, Jovelyn B. Orijas. Vice President, Leoneleta S. Patiga. Secretary, Marzel D. Lopez. Treasurer, Janetta E. Sulima. Auditor, Lani D. Gonzalez. PIO, Jocelyn B. Dilamidi. Business Manager, Rodelyn C. Pakli. Sergeant at Arms, Arno R. Itabis. Muse, Evangeline A. Ensumo. To usher Teachers Development Program, the school, through the School Law Coordinator, Mrs. Merlinda J. Nuevo, crafted the School Learning Action Cell Plan where identified topics based on the result of the electronics self-assessment of teachers, or the so-called teacher developmental needs are the top priority topics for the sessions. At present, the school has also successfully created school's Facebook page. Curriculum and instruction. In terms of curriculum and instruction, it is with great pride that CanCES would like to present the following achievements for this school year. Self-learning modules provided by the DepEd Central Office, regional and division offices were reproduced and distributed following the mechanism as mentioned in the school's basic education learning continuity plan. Assistance of the barangay health workers were employed during the opening of classes last October 5, 2020 to ensure that modules are being distributed to the enrolled learners of the school since community quarantines were still in force that time. All teachers have participated in the virtual orientation seminar workshop on Indigenous People Education or IPED conducted by the Division of Surigao City through Dr. Marino L. Pamogas, the Division IPED focal person. One learning facilitator was also hired by the division to assist our Bajau learners in the modular distance learning. CANCES Kinder to grade 3 teachers have satisfactorily and passionately translated, contextualized the self-learning modules into Sinoligaono. Teachers have ample compilation of instructional materials or the IMs. Most of all, the school CI project iReader has been adjudged third place winner during the 2020 Best CI Implementer of the Division of Surigao City. Congratulations to the CI team composed of Mrs. Merlinda J. Nuevo, Project Team Leader, Mrs. Leonelita S. Patiga, Mrs. Alma T. Homyo, Mrs. Algie L. Skol, Master Ansel Q. Digamo. CANCES CI team votes to sustain and even strive for an improved outcome in the school year and the years to come. Accountability and continuous improvement. In terms of accountability and continuous improvement, CANCES has always been adaptable to changes to ensure quality services. The school monitoring, evaluation and assessment has been periodically updated and reported to the stakeholders. Data generated from this report has been vital to identify gains, gaps, and possible interventions to address weaknesses. Currently, the school has a total enrollment of 800 based from the LIS, with 20 learners awaiting LIS enrollment due to unavailable birth certificate. For the past school years 2019 to 2020, an enrollment of 800, and for school year 2018 to 2019, an enrollment of 792 was recorded. Obviously, the school is obtaining a 1.01% increase of enrollment, an indicator that the community is trusting the school's performance in terms of providing quality education to the learners. Meanwhile, the school has the recorded data for school year 2019 to 2020 in terms of dropout rate 1.75%, completion rate 92.31%, cohort survival rate 96.58%, and an average quarterly MBS of 75.37% for the last school year. The general and homework PTA meetings has been regularly conducted in the schools to foster accountability among the school's partners, the parents. To know the feedbacks of the school's customers, a client's satisfaction survey and the suggestion box were being instituted. Data gathered from these tools are being analyzed and presented so that appropriate actions or interventions can be enforced. Two heads are better than one. These lines lives in CanCES for we regularly convene through focus group discussion to discuss on strategical plan actions to help improve our services. We promise to embrace changes for the betterment of each and every one. Management of resources. In terms of managing its resources, CanCES is proud enough to report its advantage anchoring from each component members of the faculty. In year 2019, 7 teachers have been promoted to a higher position with 2 master teachers, while in the year 2020, another 5 teachers were promoted with 1 master teacher position. And in the first quarter of this year, 1 teacher has been promoted, having the following composition of 3 master teachers: Ansel Q. Tigamo, Alma T. Homio, Helda N. Francisco. 10 teachers 3 positions: Janetta E. Sulima, Glenna P. Wenceslao, Maricel D. Lopez, Eliza S. Corpus, Merlinda J. Noivo, Evangeline A. Ensomo, Griselba E. Pabrica, Alma A. Polina, Ashley R. Corave, Ronilyn C. Paki. 3 teacher 2 positions: Algie L. School, Juliet V. Sulutan, Lani D. Gonzalez. 9 teacher 1 positions: Leland Noel C. Lizondra, Arnel R. Itabis, Sarilyn B. Malakay, Jovelyn B. Orijas, Joanne B. Matugas, Joanne C. Flores, Irene A. Agbayani, Jocelyn B. Dinamidi, Leoneleta S. Patiga. 1 local school board teacher: Romel A. Iguna. 2 ALS mobile teachers: Evelyn Gago, teacher 1, Kimberly P. Plaza, LSB. The school's cleanliness and orderliness is maintained by 10 job order utility workers and 2 security guards. All are paid by the city government through the Barangay Local Government Unit of Barangay CANLANIPA and Madam Gorna Combalon, the city BHW administrator. Through the school's MOOE, 1 security guard and 1 office utility worker were employed at the start of this year. On resources inventory and mechanism, the school has an updated inventory of all school properties. Transparency Board is well maintained, bearing the liquidation reports of all the financial transactions like the MOOE, GPTA fund, and canteen funds. The record of donations is also updated and reported regularly through the Adapt a School project and Pangtilang Bayayungan. CanCES has been an advocate of the Brigada Eskwela, and in fact, it is with a great honor and pride that the school, through the efforts of the Brigada Eskwela coordinator, Mrs. Janetta E. Sulima, was awarded as one of the 2020 Best Brigada Eskwela Implementers of the Division of Surigao City. Considering the tremendous support and donations coming from the various stakeholders to foster and continued partnership and support of the external and internal stakeholders, the school, through the initiative of the school administrator, launched last January 2021, Panaad sa Padayon na Pag-alagad, which is a document to be personally inscribed by the stakeholders, donors, as their pledge to support to the school's programs and projects. And there will be stated the items to be donated signed by the donor. The school's quest to improve manpower has not ended. This year, we considered it as a great blessing and a distinct honor and privilege, as 11 of CanCES employee has been included in the roster of scholars, namely Regional Training Institute, Alma T. Homio, training on the use of supplementary reading materials, K-3 trainers, Joanne C. Flores, improving early grade literacy in home and school, Kinder to 3 trainers. Southeast Asian Institute of Education Training, Jocelyn B. Dinamidi, Safeguarding Education Continuity Planning. Jovelyn B. Orihas, DemoFest. Cerelan B. Malakay, DemoFest. Rezelba E. Pabrical, Innovation in Education. Philippine Normal University, Leoneleta S. Patiga, MA in English Language Education. Merlinda J. Nuevo, PhD in Reading Education. Leland Noel C. Lizondra, MA in Mathematics Education. Ansal Q. Digamon, PhD in Mathematics Education. Donald T. Orqueza, PhD in Curriculum and Instruction. It is hoped that with these equal opportunities given to CanCES employees, we will continue to strive to deliver the services expected from us and serve as inspiration to our fellows to aim higher and dream bigger, not just for one's personal growth and advancement, but also for the improvement of our learners. At this juncture, let us listen to the message of our Barangay Captain, Honorable Joel A. Cambalon.
Bilang punong barangay ng Barangay CANLANIPA, Surigao City, kasama ng aking konseho ay buong puso namin ibibigay ang lahat ng aming suporta sa K-12 program ng DepEd. Sa Baguio Community na napaglitan sa aming barangay ay ginagabayan namin sila at tinutulungan sa kanilang mga pangangailangan. Isa sa aming mga programa ay ang Adapt a School program for Baguio learners catering their needs like school supplies, health, and sanitation.
Mayong adlaw sa tanan, ako si Al J. Noguera, ang kasamtangang General PTA President sa CanCES, CANLANIPA Central Elementary School. O unas tanan ako mapasalamaton ngadto sa atong buhing nga Dios nga siya kanunay nagauban kanato, nagapanalangin kanato dili lamang sa material nga mga butang, sa physical nga bahin sa atong kinabuhi, ingon man usab siya nagapanalangin kanato sa espirituhanon nga bahin sa atong kinabuhi nga din nagahatag kanato sa kalig-on sa pagtuo kaniya, pag-ila kaniya ingon nga ato nga labaw nga matulikanon. Ingon usab ako mapasalamaton ngadto sa teaching staff nining mao nga eskwelahan, pinanguluhan sa atong maabtik ug puutan nga principal nga si Sir Don Arquiza. O ingon man usab ngadto sa maginikanan nga diin kanunay nagasuporta sa ilang mga kabataan o padayon nga nagapa-eskwela, luyo pa man nining ato nga nasinating nga crisis nining pandemya nga gipati karon o na-eksperyensyahan karon sa tibuok kalibutan. Mapasalamaton usab ako ngadto sa Barangay Council ining mao nga Barangay CANLANIPA sa pinanguluhan ni Barangay Captain Honorable Joel Cambalon nga sila usab kanunay usab nga nagasuporta alang sa kalambuan nining mao nga eskwelahan. Ako ingon nga presidente sa General PTA nining mao nga eskwelahan, malipayon ug mapasaligon nga andam sa pagsuporta 100% alang sa kalambuan usab ug ingon man sab alang sa kung unsa man ang angayan nga akong ikatabang nining mao nga eskwelahan. So andam ako ingon nga presidente, kaubanan sa ako nga mga co-officers nga diin musuporta tabang sa kalambuan nining mao nga eskwelahan. Ug ako usab nga panghinaot nga diin sila usab isip nga mga kauban na akong mga ginikanan nga mga usab sa mga magtutudlo nga sila usab dili magakaluya sa pag suporta sa pagtabang nining mao nga eskwelahan alang sa kalambuan sa tanan. O dili ko na lang tason kining mao nga mensahe ang akong panghinaot nga ang Dios magapanalangin kanatong tanan ug siya kanunay magauban kanato, magaproteksyon kanato luyo pa man ini ato na sinati karon nga crisis nga mao ang pandemya. Salamat ug maayong adlaw kanatong tanan. Dalay ko ng Dios.
Manadyaw na adlaw sa tanan, ako si John Michael Igona, isa ka PSG President. Ako mohatag ng 100% na suporta para sa kalambuan o karadyawan sa eskwelahan. Daghang salamat. May hapon sa tanan. Nagpasalamat ako kay Lucita o Ariati, taga Purukuno, Barangay CANLANIPA. Andam ako na mutabang sa mga proyekto din sa eskwelahan aron asab na mapalambo ang atong eskwelahan din sa Barangay CANLANIPA. Ako isip ako na ginikanan ang ako lang may kakuan sa ako mga anak na malambuan nila pag-eskwela aron gayud na makahuman sila sa ilang pag-eskwela. Pag-abot ng panahon na ila sabdaon mabutang sa ila hunahuna na ang pag-eskwela gayud mas pinaka-importante sa tanan. Daghang salamat.
CANLANIPA Central Elementary School believes that as long as humanity exists, our school shall continue to its mission of providing quality education. Education is significant in ensuring the better future of our country. Therefore, we will continuously live as the department's partner in achieving its vision of having Filipinos who passionately love their country. In these trying times, we are the frontliners that shall proudly shout, "Padadyo ng eskwela, lujo sa pandemya." Learn at CanCES, your gateway to success.